Hello and welcome. I'm Nayantara. We have Vijay Shekhar Sharma of Paytm with us, the newsmaker of the day. Over the weekend, the Reserve Bank of India had barred Paytm Payments Bank from onboarding new customers. It had cited material supervisory concerns as one of the reasons for that. Earlier today, it has also come out in certain news sections that the reason behind the RBI action was because the payment bank of Paytm was sharing data with Chinese entities. Since then, Paytm has come out and rubbished those media reports. To talk to us more about this is Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the founder of Paytm, the big boss at Paytm. Vijay, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to begin this interview by first asking you, what is the RBI action all about? What is it going to mean for Paytm? We have certainly seen the stock today go down, closed down more than 12% in the red, almost 95 rupees a share. Today the stock went home at 680 rupees a piece.
So first of all, Nayantara, thank you for having me here. And there's no doubt about it that as Paytm Bank, because I'm also the part-time non-executive chairman of the Paytm Bank, it is an important thing for us to get an update from RBI on various systems and processes where they want us to take a lot of actions and system updates. We have tasks cut out for us. We have things that have to be sorted out, and then we have to get an IT audit done and submit the report to RBI. They have publicly also announced it, and we today cannot onboard, let's say, a wallet customer or a saving account or a current account customer till the time period this embargo is removed from us. Today, as we speak, we can continue to onboard other banks' customers, link UPI bank accounts on Paytm Bank UPI system, and Paytm app, which in turn uses Paytm Bank UPI system, means that for Paytm, continuous incremental customer acquisition using UPI will continue. So it is an important thing for us to get an RBI update of this kind. We definitely will, within the prescribed time, will be able to complete the job. I'm very sure and hopeful, and submit the report to RBI as suggested.
That's right. And an external auditor has been told to carry out an IT audit as well. But Vijay, if you look at what the RBI had said, it has said material supervisory concerns, quote unquote. What are these material supervisory concerns? The reports are coming out that there are defunct accounts, that KYC norms have not been followed properly, for example. These are some of the two charges. The third one, of course, has to do with data sharing with Chinese entities.
So first of all, there is absolutely no observation, comment, or input related to any data sharing or data access issue whatsoever. Forget about adding a Chinese flavor to it. This is extremely sensational, rubbish, and illogical of somebody to take this out as if it is an observation, when factually there is absolutely no such reference near or far that could be even interpreted in stretch imagination that there is any relation to the kind of news that I read. Paytm bank systems are completely, since the beginning, are in India. The system is completely controlled and governed by various IT policies of regulator as payment bank, central bank, RBI, and according to India's data localization laws. As you know, Nayantara, I've come a couple of times talking to you about India's data sovereignty, technology prowess, and an importance of data localization. We as Paytm and Paytm Bank not just champion it, we champion it as a very important thing. We India, and at India level, we should continue. The systems are in India. The access to the systems is governed by the IT rules and regulations of India, and in turn further stringently and strictly according to what RBI guidelines various banks. Paytm Bank has not ever in past or now in any movement given any unauthorized access whatsoever to any bank system, to any non-authorized person. Forget about a person who is going to be a foreign national here. Paytm Bank has its own board, management, completely of Indian in India, and so on and so forth. So this is not just sensational and rubbish. This is also surprising to me that why this kind of news got made out of what confirmation or conversation that somebody would have had. I want to reaffirm everyone, and I want to confirm to you that this is not even having any mention whatsoever, small, large, stretchable, imaginable, how it is stated. Did I miss some other question that you were asking in the beginning?
Now, if we were to see the exchange filings when it comes to Paytm Payments Bank, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, when you talk about following Indian regulations, that how there is you followed every law, I would just like to ask you about one question, which is that the payment bank, which is a joint venture between Paytm, yourself, China's Alibaba Group Holdings, affiliate Jack Ma's Ant Group Company. This is as per the DRHP, this is as per your exchange filings, right? So once again, are you saying that a joint venture in which there are Chinese partners are not getting any of the data, none of the servers are in China, all of the data is stored within Indian shores?
Yes, and Paytm Bank shareholders are no other entities but Paytm, which is an Indian listed entity, and myself, absolutely no one else. So I'm sorry to say, there is no foreign national beyond Paytm, which is incidentally because it is majority owned by foreigners. So its equity ownership is accounted for in the foreign bucket of ownership, which in turn is 49%. There is no other foreign shareholder whatsoever of the Paytm Bank. It's a Paytm and individually, like you said, my personal equity in the bank.
Then, Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, tell us, what are these material supervisory concerns? The RBI must have explained that to you, must have told you that. Like I said, today the stock has taken on the chin. It went home nearly 13% in the red. It's trading at 680 rupees a share. Your retail shareholders will want to know, and they've been waiting for good news now since the IPO. The stock price is down over 65% from the peak.
First and foremost, the stock price is of Paytm, not Paytm Bank. And I just want to clarify that Paytm Bank is a private entity, not listed. And this information related to Paytm Bank that I came here for, and I want to restate that, as you have understood, that it is totally false. As far as the Paytm stock price is concerned, the impact of Paytm Bank's embargo of adding new customers on Paytm business model, we have filed to stock exchange the impact analysis done by management, and we believe that it would have not a very large material impact, incidentally, because not just UPI customer onboarding, for which Paytm app continues to operate, and at the same time, previous customers continue to operate. Paytm's business is payment processing for merchant and various other commerce services that you know of. The core business of Paytm is not banking. Paytm Payment Bank does the banking. So we have called out and filed a stock exchange response to the potential impact.
Would you like to tell the viewers, your retail shareholders, the analyst community, what the impact could be, if there is, what you have assessed it to be, and by when are you expecting the curbs to be lifted? We saw, for example, with HDFC Bank, which now no longer has those curbs. It was a slightly rather long journey.
So, Nayantara, first of all, to the OC Paytm shareholders, I can only say that our understanding is that Paytm Bank, which operates banking business, I think we've called it out explicitly, clearly, that it has very minimalistic impact on a short mid-term basis, and so on and so forth, because our business model is led by payments, if you notice. When it comes to the shareholders or the stock price that you're talking about and the length that it could be, we, on behalf of Paytm Bank, I can say that we are totally in process of completing the necessary inputs that have been suggested within timeline, and we will be able to submit the post completing the process and IT auditor's report within timeline. RBI has prescribed a timeline incidentally here, so we will be able to abide by that. Considering the communication between regulator and the bank is confidential in the nature, I can only say as much that the timeline provided is adequate, and the the line items that we read are very logically doable within that timeline.
Okay, so your basic point is that this is to do with the private payments bank in which you are a shareholder, Paytm is a shareholder, other Chinese companies are shareholders, however, regulated by Indian entities, will not impact the listed business of Paytm, the listed company of Paytm. But Vijay Shekhar Sharma, because I am getting a chance to interview you, and the first such interview since the IPO, any larger message which is there for the retail shareholders? Like I said, they've been waiting for some good news, especially those that participated in the IPO process. Since then, of course, you have drawn comparisons between Bajaj, Finserv and Paytm. What is the larger message to them? They have lost a lot of money.
Personally, no promoter, no CEO, no management will be happy seeing retail shareholders not able to recoup their losses in short span of time. And I'm sure people understand that there are various macro plays, not just the company's performance here as a on play. As far as company is concerned, our quarterly numbers that you see are very much aligned to the business model that we have talked about, where we are able to start and have started monetizing our customer base, consumer and merchant both. Payment business, incidentally, quarter on quarter, year on year, grew more margin and scale. And these businesses, we believe, are going to continue to grow for next many years to come. Digitization, digital payment is a journey that has begun in this country. In fact, we had a very long analyst call where many interesting questions came about, where I was able to explain to many analysts that our business model helps India achieve digitization agenda. Our company's purpose is very much aligned to the revenue models that we foresee the payment company to get, where the customers that are acquired using payments can get monetized on commerce and financial services. And I'm very happy to tell you that our credit and financial services business, which is credit, wealth, and insurance, in which credit is the primary attention here, we have partnered with many large NBFCs and large banks in different product format, and the revenues and the impact of those partnership is clearly visible in our quarterly results. On behalf of management, I can continue to say that we are very clear of the responsibility on our shoulders to make our company reach a sizable scale and platform, and definitely earn its all costs, that is a break even, because we are continuously focused on that as an important near-term target. Incidentally, the company has incredible growth upside ahead, and I personally believe that we would be able to drive lots of monetization opportunity in due course. Obviously, these things are a forward-looking statement, so I cannot quantify or give a more than that detail that we're very hopeful things will happen there.
Vijay Shekhar Sharma, I know it's not even been 6 months since the IPO, right? And I'm sure you're also facing the wrath of the retail shareholders. On top of that, now the RBI banning, onboarding new customers, not for Paytm, but the Paytm Payment Banks, in which you are a shareholder, Paytm is a shareholder. How will you reward your retail shareholders? Those who are watching this interview now, that's something they will want to ask you.
There is no other better reward than a good stock price. How else? And that is what, as a company, where the management is focused on key KPIs of business: growth, revenue, profitability. And that I can commit as a management, that we are totally, completely focused on, absolutely clear, all these 3 line items: growth in revenue and profitability.
Profitability in how much time, of course, is the multi-billion-dollar question, no, Vijay?
Yeah, if I was private, I would have talked a lot more. Because we are a public company, so I'm cognizant of the very fact that I should not talk about forward-looking numbers and projections, etc., unless we have declared to the stock exchange. So, Nayantara, I'm sorry to say, I cannot say more than that we are clearly completely focused on these parameters. I think one interesting way to look at could be that we see analyst reports and they are a lot more pessimist than what we see execution that we are going at. Obviously, we are also hopeful that analysts, when they look at quarter-on-quarter numbers, they will be able to see the pattern and update those models.
Why does time and again this entire China angle keep coming up? This is not the first time, Vijay Shekhar Sharma. I've been tracking your company in the past as well. Those who've been following it, this is not the first time. I don't know if it'll be the last time. It's an educated guess. It may not be, and there might be other reasons for it. How will you, as the founder, the big boss, once and for all, manage this, or does it not need managing?
The best thing, Nayantara, I can say is that we are a public company in India. Every relationship with any stakeholder is public domain. It is out there. We are completely Indian management. We are completely Indian run business. We are completely and having completely Indian as a sovereign and law of the land and regulator, different regulators whom our various entities work, committed company. There is absolutely never in past and now publicly visible and stated and shown publicly, any input whatsoever that is given to us from any shareholder individually or together for doing anything that is against or for any country whatsoever. So I can tell you one thing here very clearly, that we are an Indian company and we operate completely managed and run and operate as an Indian company. So this is as much what I continue to commit to and have seen and will continue to operate like that. Because there is no, our business is actually a technology business built in India, and that is what we are very proud of. And I want to tell you, Nayantara, one of the very proud statement that when we were one of the contenders to partner with SoftBank for Japan technology for PayPay, as you know, we have a business partner in SoftBank with whom we also have a business in Japan, PayPay. One of the very interesting factor was built by an in India technology. And I can assure you that that technology's capability is now bright, rising and shining in Japan also. As an Indian, I'm very proud of that we went to Japan. We built a technology platform for Japan market, which is now one of the most dominating payment platform there and probably the largest mobile payment platform. So all this is because we are not just Indian in heart and body and soul, we are also Indian in our minds, which take the India's flag forward.
Okay, so that's the larger message. The big boss of Paytm, Vijay Shekhar Sharma on ET now, clearing the air, whether it is the RBI curbs on Paytm Payments Bank, to a news report which is once again talking about the China angle, and of course the larger message to all of you who may have participated in the Paytm IPO. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for joining us live.
Thank you so much. Long time since we talked. Good to see you, Nayantara. Thank you.
Sir, I need to